Are you one of the thousands of Californians considering moving to Idaho? Well then, today's topic is for you. Today we are going to be covering everything you need to know about moving from sunny California to the potato state. And actually, Idaho is the gem state, but we're typically most widely recognized as being the potato state. Anyhow, whether you're seeking a change of pace, a lower cost of living, or a different, and I would dare say, better political environment,
There, I said it.
regardless of what your main motivation or motivations are for considering making that move to Idaho, this video is for you. First things first, let's talk about what makes Idaho so appealing to many Californians. From its stunning landscapes to its welcoming communities, there is just so much to love about calling Idaho home. So yes, just our incredible access to the great outdoors is a huge draw. Not only do we have thousands of acres of stunning wilderness, mountains, rivers, and lakes, we also have several great national parks, such as the Yellowstone Territory and the Craters of the Moon National Monument. And then on top of all of that, of course, there's Idaho's incredible wildlife, which just offers some truly awesome opportunities for hunting, fishing, bird watching, animal photography, really just all of the things. If you want to live in a beautiful place where you can access the great outdoors frequently and easily, well, then Idaho might just be the perfect place for you. But you know, recently, even more than our incredible landscapes and wildlife, well, lately, those who have been calling us up, who are reaching out asking for some help to make that move from California, well, 99% of the time, they share the same #1 motivating factor for their move. And sometimes it just takes them a beat or two to dive into that topic with us because, well, I guess they are just first feeling us out, and fair enough. But it always comes out, and just straight out, we are here for it. Any guesses on what it is? If you guessed politics, you nailed it. Just straight out, the political climate over in California is undeniably pushing many people out of the state, which is also true of a number of other blue nearby states such as Oregon, Washington, and Colorado. And to that we say, well, welcome political refugees. We are glad you're here, but also, well, please try to remember why you left California come election day.
I mean, please, and thank you.
Having the liberties that go along with living in a strongly conservative state is currently the #1 largest motivating factor for the vast majority of our current relocation clients. And while neither myself nor my husband moved here directly from California, well, after the hours and hours and really days of conversations we've shared with clients who really went from clients to friends throughout the process, well, as we spent time with them, touring them all through the valley, and they shared stories and experiences about what living in California is now like, well, let's just say that we completely understand. So next, let's move on to safety. Imagine this, your kids can bike to school and or your community pool or to the park with their friends, and well, you can trust that they can do it safely. Or let's say that you go out for happy hour and despite your better judgment, decide to have that extra glass of wine and end up Ubering home, leaving your car right in downtown Boise. You can do so without having to worry about your car being stolen or vandalized. And well, that peace of mind certainly helps us all sleep well at night. And I don't know, who doesn't appreciate a good night's sleep? Fourth, let's talk about the cost of living. While home prices across Idaho have undeniably gone up in recent years, well, Idaho is still far more affordable than most parts of California. And considering how much of one's cost of living is typically allocated to housing, well, that is a significant pull and just a pretty sexy and motivating factor. But housing is not the only cost of living factor that often blows Californians away. Not even close. How about our incredible access to irrigation water, i.e. we can water our huge flower gardens and yards to our heart's content after paying just an annual $110 bill, which is approximate, but that was what we paid for our house this year. And we live on 1/3 of an acre and we have a huge yard and garden. And yes, that was $110 annually, so not monthly. And then for electricity, gas, insurance, property taxes, yep, they are all significantly lower than what many of our former Californians turned Idahoans paid before they made the move. We have a full video dedicated to this topic, which I will link to in the description of this video for you to check out later. For the purposes of this video, just know that, well, we receive phone calls, texts, and emails from people just like you every single day asking about all of these things. And my goodness, across the board, people who are seriously contemplating making the move to Idaho love to hear about our real-time utility costs. We had a Zoom call earlier today, actually, with a wonderful California couple who are planning on moving up here to retire. And when we were talking to them about our car and homeowners insurance, water fees, and just really all of that jazz, they were literally rendered speechless a couple of times. The difference in how it really impacts their and all of our bottom lines is really pretty significant and sometimes just downright shocking to Californians to hear. I just realized I forgot to introduce myself. If this is your first time visiting our channel, hi, I'm glad you found us. I'm Marcy Ellison, a local real estate agent here in the Boise, Idaho area. If you are looking to learn just everything there is to know about what living in Idaho is really like. So what is it like to work here, play, raise a family, run a business, just really do all the things here in the Gem State, then you are in the right place. Please consider hitting that little subscribe button and or jot down our number so if and when the time comes for you to take that next step, you have our info ready to go. Okay, so let's bounce back in to the top reasons people are packing up and moving to Idaho. Number 5, let freedom ring. And this is a big one for a lot of people moving here from larger California cities and really from cities all across our great nation. Idaho ranks as one of the very top states in the nation for overall freedom, liberties, and gun rights. Living in Idaho will mean that you will know more gun owners than less. As an open carry state, well, not only will you know it, you will also see it. To learn more about our gun laws here in Idaho, we have a full video that you can check out, which I will also link to in the description of this video. Next up, let's talk about our lifestyle and culture here. Whether you're into outdoor adventures like hiking, skiing, wakeboarding, hunting, mountain climbing, and all of that, or maybe you are thinking you are looking for more of a quieter rural lifestyle, well, you can find it all here. The local culture here is warm and friendly. Neighbors help neighbors, and people are just pretty darn welcoming. We are routinely told by our relocation clients just how friendly Idahoans are, and sometimes just surprisingly so. Now, for families out there with kiddos, well, while Idaho as a whole does not have the best reputation for our public school system, the largest school district in Idaho, which is the West Ada School District, that's where both of my two boys attend, and we have had nothing but good experiences thus far. And on that note, we have been truly shocked to hear of some of the experiences with the education system that people who are fleeing California have had.
Seriously? Seriously.
Say what you want, but well, maybe we don't need to be putting so much pressure on our kiddos to pick a pronoun. I mean, what in the actual heck? But anyhow, now I guess you know how I feel about all that. Just know that across the board here, the vast majority of parents with school-age children are happy with the various schooling and education options we have here. Not only do we have public, magnet, and charter schools, we also have far more private schools than many initially expect. And then we also have a variety of homeschool networks and pods, as well as alternative and special education options. Now, let's move on to talk about our weather. Here in the Boise, Idaho area, we experience all 4 seasons. Living here in the valley will mean that you will have beautiful summers, perfect for camping, kayaking, and hiking, gorgeous falls, brisk and sometimes chilly winters, and just totally vibrant, gorgeous springs. And well, for those of us who love calling Idaho home, we find that the season changes are just really refreshing and just pretty invigorating. If you are curious to see a full video that dives into all 4 seasons, we also have a video covering that, which I will link to in the description of this video. And then last, let's talk about all of the incredible opportunities that Idaho presents. With all the growth we have seen over the past decade, the opportunities both professionally and personally that living in Idaho now offers is vast. Granted, our average wages and salaries here are not what you see in California, but well, our economy is not only growing, but booming. With incredibly low unemployment rates and a business-friendly environment, i.e. Idaho offers lower taxes and fewer regulations compared to many other states, yeah, Idaho is very attractive for both entrepreneurs and businesses. And then in addition, our tech sector here in the Boise, Idaho area has really expanded over the past decade, with it even being deemed the Silicon Valley of the Northwest, which personally, I don't know, I don't entirely love the sound of that, but I can and certainly do appreciate and understand the sentiment. Okay, so to sum it all up, so many Californians and really residents of states all across the country, but top of mind for me right now in states such as Oregon, Washington, and Colorado, well, the overall quality of life we get here living in Idaho is really where it's at. And I don't know about you, but really, what is more important than that? I hope you found this video helpful. I tried to keep it on the shorter end, so really what I have covered here is just the tip of the iceberg. If you would like to discuss any of it in more detail and or would like to chat about your unique situation to begin exploring whether a move to Idaho might be right for you and whomever it is who's coming alongside of you, please jot down our number so you have it on hand when you are ready to take that next step. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.